Disclaimer: the following program features language not suitable for all audiences, and the expressed opinions found within this program are a reflection of those who feature on the PopCulture Effect podcast. Welcome to the PopCulture Effect. I'm Rockin Rob, and on this show, I bring my closest friends together to talk about all the news happening in our pop culture world around us. I'm gonna do the intro in one take, and I'm not gonna have to cut it. So, welcome all to the Pop Culture Effect, and yes, I'm keeping that first part in. I am joined yet again by my lovely friends, and yeah, I'm here too. It's really weird. I am not usually, I've been coming on a little bit more frequently, but yeah, I still like my little hidey hole, so
We
yeah,
can't get him back in.
Yeah, you guys dragged me out. But speaking of the people that dragged me out, we've got Gemini.
Hello.
And we got the man who was asleep when we were all in a Discord. We got Menace.
Hello, and I was here first, so I fell asleep waiting on all y'all.
You were first, but you were still asleep. So really, were you first? I'll let the comment section decide that. Look who's last to be awake. Now for this week, it is a very interesting week because there's a few things I want to discuss, and first and foremost, I think the most important thing to discuss is the fact we got a How to Train Your Dragon live action trailer. Now this came out from Universal Pictures, and can I just say, the dragons look amazing, the atmosphere and the location look amazing. But the casting is where I have a problem with it because Hiccup does not look like Hiccup. Hiccup looks like a Chad. Hiccup's not a Chad. Hiccup is a scrawny boy who then becomes a Chad in like the third movie. But anyways, from what I can see from this trailer, it looks beautiful. Toothless looks amazing. All the great action pieces that we got from the movie with the great sweeping shot of the dragons flying together is going to be in it. I think this is going to be a very anticipated and very experimental movie, as it's yet another version of, oh hey, let's take another franchise and make a live action version of it. But you know, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure this will inevitably lead to 2 more movies coming out. But you know, the thing that really frustrates me is the fact that our most recent How to Train Your Dragon movie was The Hidden World, and that came out in 2019. It literally has not even been a decade, and we're already getting live actions. This is ridiculous. It's gonna look cool. All the people that watch the original series of movies are going to go crazy about it. They're gonna bring their kids, and they're gonna go crazy about it, but it's just another one of them. And Lilo and Stitch are on their way. And I'm gonna hate talking about it, because I'm gonna have to force myself to watch it, because I really, truly don't want to, but I'm gonna have to. And I'm gonna hate it, and it's gonna be awful. But I torture myself for the enlightenment and entertainment of everyone else. That was a joke, kind of. But yeah, that's all I have to say about How to Train Your Dragon live action. Who knows what's gonna happen with this movie? All I know is the quality of the movie is going to be amazing. The visuals are going to be great. It's just based on the casting, the storytelling, and the character writing. That's where the sticking point is going to be, for me at least. But that's pretty much everything I have to discuss about the How to Train Your Dragon live action movie. But now I think it's time for me to send it back to me and Menace as we discuss Marvel Rivals.
But moving on from TV show video games to movie video games, Menace, what do you have to tell about with Marvel Overwatch?
But yeah, so Marvel Rivals is a 6v6 hero fighter based off the Marvel comics. And
I'm bouncing with joy right now. I'm sorry.
You're good. I've been having a real fun time with it.
I have too. I'm so glad we finally get to actually get our hands on this game. It's so much fun. It's so good. It's so good.
And even though Trin did say movies, these characters are very much more based off of their comic counterparts than anything else. They do have skins that are based off of the movies, and their voice lines do change to match more of the movies if you have those skins equipped. But for the most part, their base skins are more in line with their counterparts for the comics. But yeah, so essentially you get to pick between 33 different heroes, anti-heroes from Marvel, some such as like Doctor Strange, you have Spider-Man, Iron Man, Punisher, Hulk, Venom, Mantis, Rocket Raccoon, Loki, Hela, just to name a few.
And my boy Spider-Man, they paid Sony the big bucks to get my boy in the game.
Oh yeah, they got Spider-Man in there.
Subset called all the Spider-Man people. I'm so mad.
You can play him when he's not using him, obviously.
No, but honestly, just to say, like, my favorite, I want to hear your favorite characters so far of each class, but my favorite characters has been Hulk for tank, and honestly, Jeff from healing, and it's kind of a mix between, like, Storm and Wolverine for damage.
That's fair. Okay. So, for healer, I've been loving Rocket. He's got, like, a mix between healer and offense.
He can rest.
He's got
That's
this
the crazy thing.
He's got, it's called Back from the Brink. So it's called the BRB. Be right back as well.
That's so funny.
It's great. Where it spits out armor packs. It can occasionally spit out a blue armor pack, which gives whoever picks it up an extra, like, really high jump boost. There's also he's also got like a Gatling gun that also shoots out little healing orbs that'll slow down and heal allies. And then he's got this big amplifier that he puts down, which also has some funny acronym that I can't remember at the moment, that gives your entire team in its radius a big damage boost. For the DPS class, or duelists as they're called in the game, the supports are strategists. I like playing either Psylocke or Hela. Mainly Hela, because she has like almost infinite range with her attacks, and she's a really high damage dealer. So she'll shoot slow, but you'll be able to hit them. And then for Vanguard, it's gotta be my Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange. He's able to make portals with the sling ring. He can put up a big shield. He can also, like, as he's hitting people, he'll gain darkness energy and create a blast around him that can knock people back and also just straight up knock them out of commission.
But he doesn't have an MCU skin.
No, they gave Scarlet Witch a Multiverse of Madness, but not Doctor Strange, which kind of makes me upset. But his normal outfit the way they made him in the MCU is very close to how he is in the comics, so I can't really be too mad.
See, okay, like, I just kind of want to jump into the maps, because these maps that we've had, especially the Clintar one, like, it's just everything.
What I like most is, okay, so we got 3 maps right now. We have Yggdrasil, Tokyo 2099, and Clintar. Or no, 4 maps. We have the futuristic Kingdom of Wakanda as well. And my favorite thing that they've done is they've made it so each map can run both of the modes that they have for it. So they have, all 3 modes that they have for it. So they have capture point, where you need to capture and hold a point until you reach 100%, and it's best 2 out of 3 for that. Or there is capture and push, where you have to capture either a payload or a point and then push it towards the enemy spawn. Or they have just straight push the payload, where you can just self-explanatory. But each of them have, like, even little secret, like, interactables and stuff that you can go and do, like Tokyo 2099. If you're on attack, you're helping Spider Zero try to fix a fracture in time that's happened due to the story of the game that's going on. And by doing that, before the match starts, you can actually go and talk to her, and she'll give you some dialogue. And it's actually a little secret achievement you get. And you can get little collectibles that have little lore. You complete challenges to give you some of the currency and little lore bits. They have a full-on story going on behind the scenes of this game.
See, I'm somebody who, like, never really cares about the lore of, like, team-based shooters. I just like the gameplay, which is great. But I am glad to see that they're trying to make some kind of narrative, even if it's not, they're not doing the Overwatch thing where they put their whole billing on the story and then cut it out halfway through. It's not the focus. It is supplemental.
Yeah, and it's cool because, like, I believe it's going to be seasonal based, because this one is all about it's called Let There Be Rivals, and supposedly it's there's 2 Doctor Dooms that are fighting right now, and they're fighting on such a cosmic scale that they're creating these time ruptures in these 3 different realities, to where, like, Loki was trying to take over Asgard like he always does, but due to these time fractures, he's been able to tap into the roots of the Yggdrasil tree and become even more powerful. Spider Spider Zero's trying to stop the Master Weaver from taking over Tokyo 2099 by using the time fracture that Doom created. And it seems like the Dooms are now fighting each other instead of working together like they may have been before. It's been hinted at in dialogue. So it's weird to see on what's going to be going on with it.
And like, no, the thing I'm really interested in is the different skins that we can get, because they could pull shit from like Marvel What If, they could pull anything from the MCU. Personally, I would spend all my money on Marvel Zombie skins, but that's just me.
Not even just from there, like each skin has a little dialogue from whatever comic or media it was from, and it has underneath it which comic or media it was from. Like,
oh, that's really cool.
There's a Doctor Strange skin which is like Galactic Dominator or something like that, and it's from an issue of Doctor Strange 2015 or 2018, sorry.
Yeah.
And it's got a little dialogue text from that too.
Okay. No, see, that's the stuff I can really appreciate, where it's just little tiny details that you wouldn't really notice, like, unless you were paying attention, you know?
Mm-hmm. I honestly just can't wait for it to, like, start building out, and we're getting more
and us getting into ranked and pulling subset into ranked, and...
I've actually started ranked. It's actually really good. There's
nice.
More people are willing to switch...
Dude, from all the bullshit we had to deal with in Overwatch, I am really happy to hear you say that you like ranked in this game.
There have been a few matches that I've played where people have been, you know, the normal, we're 5 of us are gonna pick DPS and not change, but stuff like that always happens.
I mean, you can never like avoid bad teammates. They're always gonna be out there.
Oh yeah. I just don't want it to ruin the game like it did with Overwatch, is my main...
That's fair. No, I hear that, because genuinely, like, with all they could build, because, like, right now they have some of the X-Men, most of the Avengers, they have like bits and pieces of different teams, but I would love to see an eventual full roster where they have every single big name team. Like, they have all of the Fantastic Four, they've got all of the X-Men, maybe not all of the X-Men, because there's a lot of X-Men. There's a really big amount of X-Men, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I'd love to see the Inhumans.
If they don't bring Deadpool into there...
Oh, no, they have to.
No.
They have to. It'd be absolutely criminal. They literally have a Deadpool and Wolverine skin for Wolverine. They would... Wait. I'm just realizing. Deadpool's not in the base roster. Wait, what? How did I not, like, internalize this?
Like, you're not gonna save I could see them doing a whole event of being like, oh, Deadpool's taking over the game.
He's invaded the fourth wall. He's... I don't know.
Yeah, like, he's taking over as the announcer and stuff like that. I could see him doing that.
Like, take a specific part of Overwatch's history where they were actually making very unique characters and changing the game. That's what this feels like. This feels like any hero can have a completely wildly different moveset, and the best part about this game, it's not shooty. Some are shooty. I mean, Punisher is just hanging out like he's in a Gears of War game, but like,
a lot of them have like
punches or magical...
ranged. A lot of them have a ranged attack of some kind, but you have a lot of, like, you know, it's a like, you kick very far or something like that for the ranged attack, or you send out a shockwave from one of your punches or something.
It feels really fresh, because it's not just everybody holding right trigger on, like, you actually have to plan out what abilities you're going to use. And with that, I think we could probably transition into the fact that there's actual team comps, and that's not me saying, oh, you can build a team with your friends. No, there are groups within the game that actually give you bonuses, give you bonus moves. I just love it. I love this game, man.
Yeah, so like Rocket Raccoon and Punisher, like you said earlier, they have a team up move where Rocket can put down an invention he's made that will give Punisher, and also if Winter Soldier's on the team, they will get infinite ammo for a short time. I think it's really cool. But one of the things I did want to go into is how big this game has blown up just in its like 2-3 days of being out at this time.
At least from the video, the short that I saw from Flats, they've like maxed out at like 444,000 people on launch.
In the first 24 hours of release, it reached 444,286 players as its current release. And as of right now, it is still in mostly positive reviews with 34,058 reviews.
And actually, I just want to put this in as a little additive because I want to call out my favorite combo move, and it is Hulk and Wolverine because they do the Cannonball Special, and I love that shit.
It is cool that some of them have moves that like go together like that, and some of them are just straight up buffs.
And some
like,
are just additive moves, like Venom. He gives all the other spider people an extra move. Like it's so diverse. It's so intricate.
My favorite, which I think is honestly one of the most diverse, is Hela and her brothers. Hela gets a special power up between Thor and Loki, where her being the goddess of death, whenever she gets a kill, if Loki and Thor are dead, they instantly get resurrected where they died. And if they're alive, they get bonus HP.
And we've never used this? What?
No, we do. Subset and I play Hela and Loki. We main each of those characters.
I guess I'm maining Thor then. God
Blaze is using Thor for his tank.
Shit.
At least that's the only one he likes right now, but you can go ahead and use them. Like you said, it all depends on who's playing. It all depends. It is a really good game to just get in with your friends. Another one of my favorites is you can actually have, like in the movie for Guardians of the Galaxy, you can have Groot or with Rocket on his back shooting and healing him.
Nah,
the rest of the team.
Jeff is my boy that gets to go on
Groot. Ride on Groot's
back. It's so cute.
Yes.
But it's also very dangerous. Don't do that one. Just stay in the back line with the healer.
It's a lot easier for Rocket to do it because he has a lot more healing potential than most of the other healers.
But like, I'm really curious as to see like what other maps, what other game modes, what other because I think like that's going to be the really important detail when it comes to how long this game survives and how long the interest lives on in it is like the maps, the characters, and the game modes. And I hope they add a version of every single game mode for every single map to make them more diverse. So that way you could play like 3 different versions of Clintar depending on what game mode you're playing. Maybe the layout is a little bit different. Maybe the spawn points are a little bit different, you know? Like I would just love to see them like continuously, and I mean it's free, so like this is going to be a game where like Overwatch 1, it's just going to be continuously built on and built on and built on, and the microtransactions are going to basically fund it because who is not going to buy their favorite Marvel skin? It's literally the ultimate marketing tactic. I cannot describe to you how impressed I am by this game. I feel like I think
we know, Bobbert.
No, I feel like I'm like glazing it up way too much. I feel like I need to come down to earth where we live in reality. Where this game is mid.
It is very good, but it is also not without its flaws. There are some characters that are a bit overpowered than others.
That needs to be made, but there's also some really fun characters.
Yeah.
But I think, okay, the one thing, because I mentioned Flats before, the one thing he also said is that maybe it's a good idea that every character kind of feels overpowered, because like Syndrome says, if everybody is overpowered, then nobody really is, and if you want my personal opinion...
I completely agree.
I don't want this game to have any competitive viability. I do not want this game to be something where we get, like, super intricate balance patches. I would love changes to characters, I would love updates, but don't make it like,
I think
switch the comp of the game, let's decrease this tank. You know what I mean? Like,
I think there should be a fine difference between balancing and nerfing. Like, if you can balance a character without nerfing them into the ground.
Or,
one of the characters I think that need to be balanced right now is Iron Fist.
Yeah, that infinite punch is kind of a little weird. I get it, but,
I think it's more of like his tracking needs to be adjusted a little bit, because he can just track you down forever.
Yeah, that's the other thing that kind of makes this game a little bit difficult to pick up if you're if you're a regular Overwatch player. But everybody shoots differently, like in the way that everybody does combat in a different way. So you kind of have to adjust how you play a game. If you play as Spider-Man where you're just punching, or if you're Venom and you're doing the tendrils, like it's something where I feel like that is going to be the thing that keeps people coming back to the game and trying different characters until they add new content, because you could play a completely different game. You could play Doctor Strange and have a shield. You could play Shark and be able to spit up the entire team off the map, which is what me and Subset always do. But that's what I think is going to actually keep it going in the short term, at least. Like, I don't know.
I think it'll be cool to have those. I think it's also something that's going to have to be like more thought through as the game progresses and see where everything goes.
Yeah, I feel like if they have a plan and they stick to it and they don't get cut out by the upper company cutting out that plan, Blizzard, then we could actually see this game be, like, I wouldn't say this is going to be an esports game, but I would love to see, like, competitive tournaments between just regular people, not like at the height where there's, like, divisions and shit, but, like, I would love to see this game be just played across the world, really, because this is Marvel. This is the biggest company supporting an Overwatch game.
And it's not a shit Marvel game.
That is true. It is not a shit Marvel game. Like, I mean, genuinely, a part of me was actually feeling like I was playing, yeah, no, like, I agree with what you're saying. I just really, truly hope that no corporate bullshit gets in the way of this game, because that's how it always goes. We always get interested in a game, it does good, but then the corporate people are like...
We're just gonna have to see, and if stuff does start to go wrong, like, you know, there have been games in the past that are, like, they try to increase the price of the microtransactions or stuff like that and try to test the limits. As gamers, we need to be there to be like, nah, you can't do that.
I mean, like, they may even hike the prices of certain, like, skins, you know? They could make...
Like, that's what I'm saying, is, like, we as gamers need to be like, nah, can't, gotta back off, we're not gonna deal with that.
I mean, I've already spent money on the battle pass, so I'm already part of the problem.
I mean, I have too, but it's not in a bad state right now.
That's true. That is very true. But the one thing I do want to get your opinion on is, who do you think the next character revealed is going to be? I know that's a pretty open field to launch in, because there's so much shit they could pull from.
I guess depending on how the season ends, it could end up with us getting Doom, in all honesty.
You know what? That's a great point. Doom would be cool.
I think Doom would be from our discussions earlier when we were playing that we did want to see some more villains go in, because we have anti-heroes. We don't really have any villains.
Well, I mean, we have Dr. Magneto. Jesus Christ,
we have Magneto, but
reality.
Even he can be seen as, like,
altruistic,
a sympathizer, like, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I want them to focus fully on villains, not like, obviously you're gonna have to throw some heroes to mix it up, but, like, that's where the really cool people are. Imagine Doc Ock or Green Goblin.
I would like to see the first few seasons we have a conflict with a villain, and then either we, like, have to defeat them, or in the event goes on where what we did stop their plan, and then they become a character at the end of the season.
That would be cool, to actually, like, build up the character that you are going to be able to play as, and be able to showcase how powerful they can be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, my pick, I know this is a wild one, but I'm just gonna say Reed Richards, because I would love to see a stretchy boy in this game.
I know he did get leaked to be in the game, so we could be seeing him next.
Those damn leaks, always providing us with information we're not supposed to have. No, but, like, I would think Reed Richards, just because I feel like out of everybody in the... I think we had this conversation earlier off recording, but you had said that Sue and Mr. Fantastic would be the best choices from the Fantastic Four. I would agree.
I was thinking Johnny. I was thinking all of them, honestly. Each one of them. Oh yeah,
eventually.
Like, you could have Sue as like a support character, being able to turn her and the teammates invisible and use her force fields. You could have Johnny and Reed be duelists. You can have Ben be a Vanguard character.
I just feel like Ben, like, no offense, but I just feel like he doesn't have enough of a diverse moveset. What is he going to do? Is he going to be another Hulk? At least Hulk has other aspects.
No, because you got Hulk who has the transformation. He would literally be just the big guy. You can have him, but what would his moves? You can have him, like, take a chunk out of the ground and throw a big rock. Fair. You can have, like,
because the game's destructible.
Him doing it's clobber in time and knocking his knuckles together.
No, I could see that. I don't know.
I'm sure that, and then that would give them, like, they could do, like, combo moves with each other. Like, Sue and Reed could have one.
Ooh,
like,
all four of them could have their own, like,
all four of them could have, all four of them could have, like, a buff type deal.
Ooh, that'd be good. I know this is going to be a long shot, but I would love to see... Oh, shit. What's that freaking villain from X-Men? She could. It's Mystique. I looked it up on Google. It's Mystique.
Mystique? Yeah, that'd be cool.
I would love that because then you could play the spy from TF2, and that's
that's
really
kind of
cool.
what Loki's got, though. He's got the invisibility like the spy. He's got the
Actually,
he's got the taking over.
No, that's a good point. Maybe Mystique could be a character where she copies one of her allies, so you could double up on a character.
Or you can do that with Loki too.
Oh, you could. I thought with Loki you
can take allies or enemies with Loki.
Oh. Okay, well I guess Mystique is not needed.
I could see. I mean, I could see it to have like a different type of, takeover kind of character.
I would love to see Black Bolt though. Black Bolt being able to just shout at people using his voice as like as a concussive blast.
That'd be
would
cool.
Be so cool.
I want to see oh god, I'm trying to think. I had one and then I lost it right away.
I feel that. No, actually, I take that back. I want to see MODOK because it would be hilarious.
I'm not sure if someone that big could be in there.
What do you mean? He's like the size of Hulk. He just got a big head.
Yeah, but would you want to play that big of a hitbox?
I didn't think that far through. I did not think about the giant box that I would become.
But yeah, they have they have like so much that they could go with. It's hard to even think of who they would even put in next.
No, that's fair. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But one thing I would love to see is them bringing in some maps from the MCU, like the New York battle from I can't remember Avengers. If it was original Avengers or Age of Ultron. It was the original Avengers.
It was the original Avengers.
Yeah, that or like Star Labs or. But
have Avengers Tower where you're actually going up the tower.
Wait, do we have the Mars map? Because I know in the comics the X-Men cult they colonized Mars, and I would love to see a map on Mars.
Like I said, we only got the 4 maps right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
It remains to be seen what we will get, but I am very hopeful in the fact that this will be a long-lasting game.
Oh, me too.
But yeah, honestly, I'm really hopeful for Marvel Rivals. I'm pretty sure we're going to be playing it probably after we play Zombies tonight, but I want to get into ranked. I want to get good at this game because you have seen how bad I can be at this. I want to get good. I want to be better so I can
you've been doing decent. It's just you gotta stick with your team.
I'm shit at aiming too. That's the other thing. But besides the point, I think that's pretty much everything we have to talk about for this week. I'm really glad that I was able to be a part of this, to hang out with both of you and be able to talk about some fun stuff. I know I have nothing to say about Arcane really, but that was fun, and Marvel Rivals will always.
Well, you gotta watch the shows, man.
Yeah,
you gotta keep up with the media.
Yeah, but I gotta watch Hell of a Boss, and I also gotta watch. There's like a million things I gotta watch that I could list off, but. Now, with me taking some time early on in the episode to talk about a sort of celebration of a long-standing series like How to Train Your Dragon with the new live-action movie trailer, I wanted to take some time to discuss the fact that we are officially getting a 10th anniversary Assassination Classroom special. Now, what this special entails is pretty under wraps right now. It is very hush-hush in what's being talked about. Now, the anime itself had revealed a special visual to start its 10th anniversary project, and this showed off the first of what will be 3 missions, and this first mission is going to be all 47 episodes will be rebroadcast from April 2025 on Fuji TV and other platforms. Now, the other 2 missions are unknown right now, but I just want to say that I am very excited to hear that we are getting another streaming of Assassination Classroom, and we'll be able to have another opportunity to watch the whole story, because honestly, it was truly one of my favorite animes. I really loved the story. I really loved the progression of all the characters and how they treated Koro-sensei as a whole. Throughout the whole beginning, middle, and end of it. It was just a beautiful story that told a lot of great mini stories between certain characters, but also had a great overarching, which honestly was, it makes me want to go back and watch it. But if I were to make some predictions right now of what it could possibly be, we might be able to see a movie where we see Koro-sensei or somebody related to him come back into the story. we may see an announcement of another season with everybody all grown up, a la your Steven Universe Futures, your other sequel series shows like Boruto. But I would love to see a feature-length film. I would love to see a film, regardless of what the plot is. I feel like this series deserves it, especially with how much thought and love and care was put into it, from animation to voice acting to everything in between. It's a beautiful show, and it definitely deserves your attention. And like the fact that we have to wait until April 2025 kind of sucks, waiting 4 months, but that'll go by in no time, really. And I'm sure they'll drop teasers and hints about what the other 2 missions are going to be until they're finally revealed. But that's pretty much everything I have to talk about for the new news surrounding Assassination Classroom. And now I think it's time for me to send it back to me and Menace to end out this week's episode. But yeah, that's pretty much everything we have for this week, and I would just like to thank my lovely compatriots for joining me today. I would like to thank Gemini.
A pleasure as always.
And I would also like to thank the sleepy boy of the day, Menace.
Oh my god. Oh yeah.
Got him again.
Future Robert, you're a bitch.
Kate, and I deserve that. I deserve that. Anyways, that's been all that we have for today. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're checking us out on the CJSW network, make sure to check out all the other stuff that they have to offer over there. And that's been everything from us, and we will see you in the next one. Farewell.
Bye.